we no talk, but thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. This man not dey off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Aha. Now him una don hear all these bad politicians dem wey call themselves politicians wey dey thief our money, wey no want make the common man get wetin him suppose get for this country. Una never hear something, na go hear one Mayegun, you go show una pepper. Mayegun diary political. So my people make you shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary. Mayegun la wa mo la mo do 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 do. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun la wa mo.
Hello there. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun live.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
So this evening, I am going to make it an open mic. So the what do you call it? Our mobile number is going to be opened at some point. So you can ask me any question you want to ask me. I will read the comment as well. So any of the comments that is a question, I can easily highlight that and then answer it. So tonight, instead of you being that keypad warrior, defending your crooked criminal leaders, abusing Mayegun, calling me names and every other thing, it will be bold of you if you can pick up your phone and call in and let's have a chat at some point. So share the broadcast. Tell them, Mayegun today o, Motun today o.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Mayegun today. Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì. Mayegun today. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun today. Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì. Mayegun today. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun today. Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì. Mayegun today. Ọba bá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa bí.
Thank you, thank you.
Ìjọ ìgbádùn rẹ̀. Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì. Presido bá rú sí o. Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Northern Nigerians have a rendezvous with destiny. And Martin Luther King said, the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands at times of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. I am a son of the North, from the cattle country of the far North. I stand before you with all honesty and with a clear conscience that the road that led us to Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not happen by chance. This is a man who had shown a ferocious penchant for investing in nation building and national cohesion, and is not bound by toxic ethno-regional sentiments, and yet known for outstanding leadership. While others sees opportunity for division, he
Thank you. Again, share the broadcast if you haven't shared it. And then sit back and relax. Possibly start thinking, what am I going to ask him? I'll tell you a few questions that are common questions. Every time we try to take the rogues in Nigeria to the cleaners. Common questions like, Abba, this person is old enough to be your father or to be your mother. Why do you hate this person so much that you are criticizing him? That is, remember, exposing them. Don't you have home training? Did they not train you at home to watch how you talk to, you know what I mean? But ladies and gentlemen, look at me very well. Politicians are not your fathers. They are not your mothers. They are not your parents. They are not your guardians. Even if you have them as your family members, they are hired to do what they say they will do. When they fail doing that, you can take them to the cleaners. So that is why we need to lecture ourselves tonight. I know that the word humbled slave, or should I say the tags like obedient fools, sophisticated morons, these are tags that come from the categories of people who have deified their criminal leaders. So because of this, on Mayegun's Diary Political tonight, if you are one of those who are home training freak, that kind of category of a useless old people, especially those who are in their 40s, in their 50s, in their 60s, useless set of humans who love, to bully you or blackmail you with show home training, even when they are doing horrible things, when they are being caught red-handed doing horrible things, they will tell you, why don't you respect the white hair in my head? I been shiri nisa. Kilo kawat white hair, the white hair uri. So before I get into it, please, if you are somebody who be say, somehow, your home training says that when you see evil and you check the actors perpetuating the evil, they are old people. I want to grow old, though. I don't want to die young. I don't want to die like Agbalumo. Mayegun, your mouth too. Mayegun, Mayegun. Please, for the sake of your own mental health, we'll go see for another service. You need to excuse yourself at this point because it's going to get more and more real. And somehow, you are likely going to get more and more pissed off. So I don't want to piss you off without warning you, because everything I'm going to say tonight or in this video, you can hold me responsible for them, every word. Do you get that? Because there's something called the free world. It's a free world with free speech. If I say anything that offends you, there is no point in threatening violence. Do you know that? What you have to threaten is legal. You say, I'm going to sue you, you this boy, you this useless boy. Every time you are talking. Meanwhile, I'm not just talking. I talk, I speak with evidence. I bring here things that they would never show to you. In fact, I kind of compile in every episode of Mayegun's Diary. I compile my evidence. I put them before you, so that everything will be in black and white, not all this abracadabra they do to you. So if you are somebody who is home training freak, I'm saying this because I have no intention of ruining your day or your night or your evening. Mayegun, don't talk like that. You shouldn't be talking like this to your fans. Alaye, calm down first. Mama, I want me, mommy. I know my people, and my people know me. You will never see anyone who is a devoted member of the Temple of Truth that will be offended because one politician or any rogue in Nigeria has our spotlight on him or her, or a group, religion, anywhere. The disciples of the Temple of Truth, they will never be offended. Do you get that? They will never be offended. Because they know that when you talk about problems, right, at the same time, it is ideal to name names of the actors that brought about that problem, right? And when you profess solutions to problems brought about by those characters, it is also very much a sensible thing to make sure that they are never part of that solution. Do you see that? If I say something about Tifnumbu, if you are offended, Mayegun, I respect you a lot. I respect you because of Yoruba Nation. Alaye, Shema, waste your respect. Don't waste your respect. I don't deserve it. The moment you say, I love Mayegun so much, but every day, Tifnumbu, you are offended. We're in disguise. Olofu in disguise. How long is it going to take you to call Mayegun a bastard because of the people that brought backwardness to you, underdevelopment to you? And they have something they dangle. Respect your elders. Nikure ateyati ledasin ti ya respecting je. What I said is that Nikure, you and your leaders who are starving of respect. Now, they are not your parents. No be them born you. Daddy wa, baba wa, arare ale, alalafiya, apere ni oshi lenshe, oshi, ohun lenshe. You are singing baba wa for a politician that is responsible, that should be responsible, either being your representative or sitting somewhere in your name, and in their decisions, in their deliberation, in their everything, you don't even come close to any consideration. But our culture, in fact, let me quickly add this. Our culture said, Olori buruku ni won o. There is no culture that turned anybody to the praise singer for thieves. There's no Yoruba culture like that. All of you young people, look at me. Don't listen to that, your weary father. I know. How can you call my father weary? Your baba is weary. If he is in his own age today, he is misleading you, misdirecting you, and making you believe that respecting criminals or keeping your mouth shut is Yoruba tradition or culture. Olófò ni bàbá ẹ tó bá jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni bàbá ẹ o. Olófò ni bàbá tiẹ̀ náà Mayegun. Bàbá mi ti kú. Tó gbogbo ìgbà tó fi wà láyé. Kò ever sọ fún mi pé kí n dọ̀bálẹ̀ fáwọn olè. Ó pẹ̀lú àwọn tó ṣépè. My father never told me to respect, prostrate, or coward in front of known thieves. Everywhere in Nigeria, politicians are known as thieves. Yes, until they offer you a plate of porridge or a plate of semo or a plate of rice, then maybe they are not that thief. Mayegun, bring evidence. Do you have evidence, Olushi? Everybody knows that they are all thieves. And we are calling them thieves because there are evidence. Nigeria lawmaker, one senator in Nigeria, is earning about 30 million naira. That's nearly 450,000 pounds sterling. Yeah? 450,000 pounds sterling a year. Now that is times 3 what the Prime Minister of UK earns. But would you say that senator is serving you than how the Prime Minister in the UK is serving the people of UK? Your senator in Nigeria your senator in Nigeria is earning times 2 the salary of the American president. So would you tell me that that senator is doing the job? That's so much job to deserve that pay, that much, yeah? Sure, you get that? So if you now see them because they are older or because of whatever they have put you through, it is ideal to remind the young people that it is not right. I know some of you who have been in your own world there, okay? You have made it a duty to spread that lie. But young people, look at me. If you have not been recruited to become the social media bandits, Facebook adsmen, right? Politicians, from councillor to your president, they are not your father. You are the father of this country. He is not your father. You know, you are like our mother. He is not your mother. She is not your mother. They are public servants. Now, once you begin to know that, right, then you begin to see through their irresponsibility, which always, oh my God, they are so entitled. You have elderly people, useless elderly people. And as a young person, the easiest bullying tactic of theirs is this. They will tell you, even if that person is, even if he's wrong, as a Yoruba man, as an Igbo man, as a Fulani, as an Hausa boy, as a Kanuri, or as an Ijaw man, our culture said we should never criticize our leader. And that is that, right? So politically, because they have moved that dubious, fraudulently created culture, which is not your culture. Do you get that now? So they moved that to politics. Then you see somebody who is a career thief. I will use few names so that I can start taking your question. Mayegun, I have a question for you. Don't worry. I will answer those questions soon. In Nigeria, if you serve for 33 years, you will retire. Then you start drawing pension normally. You're going to be on the losing side as inflation bites, your pension continue to devalue and devalue, but that's a secondary warning. Secondary worry. So, I don't know how many, in average, I don't know how many pensioners in Nigeria that receives 1 million naira a month. I don't know how many. I know there probably are those who would probably draw that much. But let's use that bracket of 1 million naira every month as the pension for those who worked for 33 years. Then politicians came. After looting you, mismanaging your resources, and denying you everything that you can see you can call the good quality of life, made you vulnerable. Yeah? Then they put themselves down for pension. In Nigeria today, you have over 31 states that are paying their past governors pensions, past deputy governors pensions. So here is that disparity. If you use Lagos
Tifnumbu was governor for 8 years. He put himself down for a pension. Every year, okay, put it this way. Every 5 years, they have to provide him, building in, a house, put it that way, a house in Lagos, a house in Abuja. Now, every five years after providing that properties to him, right, they have to be renovating that, like instead of building him a fresh one. So they have to carry out a overall refurbishment in those buildings. Now, every year, the 2 buildings are served by cook, driver, security, errand boy, newspaper boy, nappy diapers, change, and the rest of those paid for by the taxpayers' money of Lagos. Not just that. Everyone put on that duty are also entitled for retirement package, which is pension, because of the fact that they will serve Tifnumbu till he dies. He served for 8 years, right? Now, he himself will be provided with 2 SUV, bulletproof SUVs, 2 in Abuja, 2 in Lagos, 4 drivers. Then, himself and his family member, his wife, his children, and every other person he puts their name down, they will benefit. They will benefit life. Medical care, life health insurance. Put it that way, health insurance for life, and they are also entitled to go for foreign treatment twice in a year. Now, it's just on the table, like being Tinubu or being Fashola or being Ambode and then being Sanwo-Olu, just being governor and deputy governor of Lagos, you are entitled to all of this for life. But you go, Conde, you say now, they serve us. Okay. They did nothing because they are not those who actually did the job, right? Fine. They deserve all of that billions that will be drawn from the public purse. Okay? So one day when Lagos have like 10 governors, 10 past governors, 10 deputy governors, so you have a budget close to maybe 100 billion, 200 billion every year to serve them, right? But you see the pensioners who are supposed to be paid 100,000, 40,000, 30,000, 50,000, who cannot have access to lifetime health insurance. They have no lifetime. Then Tifnumbu and his family, they have 2 holidays in a year. They can go to anywhere they want in the whole world. All of them, any of them, wherever they want, twice in a year. It's also part of the pension package of their daddy, Tifnumbu. And that is being funded. It's the same thing for Fashola, the same thing for Ambode. Just like I said. Now, you have 31 states like that in Nigeria. In northern Nigeria, in eastern Nigeria, in the Ijaw region of Nigeria, Niger Delta, everywhere. Now, when they drawn that, that is stealing, isn't it? Bring evidence. Bring evidence. That's an evidence. Authority stealing. Because at the end of the day, normally, right, you and I should know that with the level of money, even if we just if we just look away from what they loot in the time when they have access to your money, are you saying that these guys cannot afford to feed themselves, to live in the houses they gave them, take care of their family, travel abroad whenever they want? Do you think they can't afford that? You know they can, but they are not built that way. So when they are drawing that resources from your public fund, you know what happened? Your public education system will continue to collapse because they will have no real fund. your healthcare system will continue to collapse because there will be no refunding. Your infrastructures will begin to collapse. Your industries will begin to fold up. Now, what will happen? There will be increase in unemployment, increase in illiteracy, a decrease in public health. So everybody will just be there like zombies, just feeding on whatever comes their way. Now, this is my own position when I see them. Bring evidence, bring evidence. These are evidence of how they rob you. But you are living with that. And you are praying to God to send you your own helper, to send you your own savior. On the other hand, you are praying for the criminals who are making your life hell to live long and all their enemies to die, as some of you will say. You see, they are not your parents. Public office is meant to serve you. So waiting till Tinubu do you. No. You don't do me anything directly. In fact, himself and his likes, they didn't do anything to me directly now than what they have done to you, asking me that question. If you are asking me from Nigeria, because look at it this way, yeah? When the people who were supposed to think about, let's say, for example, young people all over the world, yeah? Children are special because they are the future. Now, all over the world, there's so much investment in children and mothers for a reason, right? Now, when I talk about investment, we are talking about social investment, social engineering programs that actually prepares them for what you believe they can be able to face in the future. Like education. Okay, put it first. Safe delivery, mother-child, safety, immunization, feeding, and proper, real health care for those children. Then education, and none like that, until they become the responsible citizens that will, in fact, be raised to be responsible, not to be raised to survive. So what they have done to you in Nigeria was enough, yeah? Which I personally feels like they are not pointing to any brighter future. The future is bleak, and if you can see it, you should be worried. And when you are pointing at those things, you should never ignore the characters behind it all. So there's nothing directly that any of them would do to me because they don't get that capacity to do anything to me. Do you get that? But they are hurting people that I know. They are hurting you. Some of you have been accustomed to, or should I say adapted. It's all over it's not all over the world. Don't let them deceive you. The life they give to you in Nigeria, the way they treat you, the way those criminals act, that's not how it's done all over the world. No, that's not it. But if you believe that, I wouldn't say I am surprised. Because you see those uncles, there was this video. I saw this video online earlier this evening. And it was a woman, a middle-aged woman. I don't know if that's the right description. Middle-aged, somebody who probably in 50s or so. Well, maybe that's not middle-aged, but you know what I mean? Like in 50s, people like, those some who are like teachers. They were having a meeting and she was reading a WhatsApp message. And in that WhatsApp message, she was saying that, Obasanjo said, oh, I'm so angry that I didn't get that, I didn't get that. I didn't save that message. I would have played it for you. A middle-aged woman, probably in her 50s or maybe just close to late 50s. She was reading and she said, Obasanjo listen to what Obasanjo said. According to her, listen to what Obasanjo said. I don't know who are the Omoales in Yoruba land that are against Ashiwaju. Listen, guys. Ashiwaju is the best thing that ever happened to Yoruba land. Have you been to Lagos and see how much it transformed Lagos better than Dubai? That is what they won't tell you. Even me, OBJ, I am surprised and I'm so proud of him that despite all I did against him, Tinubu still made so much effort to, to build Lagos that they said he abused me. I am an elder. I forgive him. Because if you know what I did against him, I seized the local government money so that he cannot do anything. But Tinubu changed everything. That was Obasanjo. The woman, you see how ridiculous that sound, Abi? She was reading it in a meeting. And she put the phone down and said, that is Obasanjo. We, Yoruba, our tradition, our culture said we should embrace ourselves. That is somebody who is a teacher. Because in that meeting, it happened in Ogun State. They were having a meeting of teachers. She is in her late 50s. She's probably going to see my video. She was addressing her and they clapped for her. She said, that's Obasanjo. Obasanjo said anybody, any Yoruba that doesn't, I said something that one amugbo, codeine drinker, latrine smoker, a Lagos Agbero or Oshogbo Alimajiri posted on Facebook. As they did, as usual now, they will tell you, Nnamdi Azikiwe said, if not for Bola Tinubu, I wouldn't have gone to school. If Yorubas want to know, if Nigerians want to know what is for them, they should just vote for Tifnumbu. Because if not for Tifnumbu, we will not have we will not have the Niger Bridge. In quotes, Nnamdi Azikiwe, 1929. Professor Wole Soyinka said, if not for Tinubu, when everybody was against the black man, a black race, it was Tinubu that said they have to give me the Nobel laureate. It was for, as they use that. So something will be say somebody will be latrine smoker or sniffer, gum sniffer. Agbero from somewhere. A suffering and smiling sufferhead somewhere posted on Facebook. Somebody screenshot them. They send them to your parents. Your parents are now, they say forward this to 10 people. Read and forward this to 10 people. Your parents, they are teachers, they are nurses, they are traders, they are the people who suffer most from the consequences of the criminals like Tifnumbu and gang. So why should you say, why did he hate Tifnumbu this much? It's not it, my brother. Don't you have elder at home? Of course I do. You know now that, listen, put it this way, in your house, let's be honest, may nobody pretend anyhow now. Let's just be honest. Even if you're not going to drop the comment, fine. But you are going to agree with me. In Nigeria, back in that your home, if your papa be useless man, you self go no. I lie. I'm not saying your dad is useless. So I'm saying if so many of you who grew up with your dad, or so many of you actually grew up with your mom, or you grew up with uncle, or you grew up with somebody like, you go know who be the irresponsible person for your family. And irresponsible people for your family, they get respect. You don't respect them. Say, well, they respect that thing now. Mommy, stop telling us to, he's our dad. We greet him and all that, but which one is respect him? He's a useless. So many of you know that. If you talk for public, I know. Now, can they form good children on social media because of thieves, because of sick thieves, old kleptomaniacs. But you are lying. Mayegun is true. I just can't say it out. But when your dad, your mom, your uncle, by extension, your auntie, if they give you, no, okay, let's start with parents. When your mom or your dad, especially your dad, super dad, you know, they come out empty-handed. That is the day. Even if they pretend say they sleep, that is the day. Something go shall land. If anybody see anything about your parent, oh yeah, let us play a game. Abuse my daddy, I abuse your daddy. Say no, abuse my dad. Don't touch my daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is natural, right? How many of you are proud of those, even though they gave birth to you, growing up and all of that? How many? Okay, let me put this question this way. Let me throw this one to you. How many of you watching me right now are still healing from the way you were treated, or the way you felt like you were treated by either your mom or your dad? And today, you are grown up, even some of you are parents too. Today, people are still telling you, you know, like they only like to forgive daddy. Daddy, you know, you need to forgive dad. I mean, he's learned his lesson. I mean, you know, he made mistake. You know, what happened has happened. You are now, you know, how many of you here, they are still begging you to forgive your father, forgive your mother? And then, you know what I mean? And how many of you remember the horrible things you've said because of how disappointed you are in them? But on social media, Mayegun, you tell any respect? Of course, now. Where then train you for home training, say make you respect useless people. Princess. Princess, I don't know. You are Omoba. And people like you were probably pampered. I've been a princess. Did you get, as part of your own home training manual, that you must respect useless people to start with? In family circle, let me tell you, I'm just trying to, before I bring you fully into why it is wrong to start seeing politicians as your parents. They are not your parents. Okay? Even if they are as old as Methuselah, even if they use wheelbarrow to push them around, even if not just a rope they tie for their hand to make gesture to let you know that they hear you when you they talk. They know if you talk, but they hear you. They go, they put the rope and all of that. It no matter. They no be them born you. They no be your ancestor. It is that same useless mentality that makes you to get angry when somebody says something about your pastor, your imam, or any other person. You get it personal because I understand that somehow many of us were raised never to look up. Today, if I look straight into your eyes, it's because I'm angry. Do you know that? You don't know? Okay. I don't know about you, but me, if I look straight into your eyes like this, when I'm talking to you, like, it simply means I'm very serious. Very serious. But most of the time, I just try to avoid eye contact. Even Agbeke will be like, look at me. Look at me. You're talking to me. Look at me. And I'll be like, okay. And within 4-5 seconds, I've looked away. Because many of us were raised like that. I know some of you are now like, you are practicing it in your head like, it's true, Sha. Shh, shut up your mouth. Hey, shh. Your elders are talking. Shut up. That boy, he can talk, you know. The way you are, all this, may your mouth no kill you. Because they know if you are, your mouth go kill you. This man, They say, wait, kill Mayegun. Now in mouth, how mouth they keep person? Because you get somebody angry. Because you're not raised to be like that. You are raised to look down. I'm talking to you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sheti Edini, are you deaf? But you are screaming. I can hear you. So some of us are screaming today. I'm actually like, if to say I get money, I for don't go see therapy. Maybe say, I've tried over time, I've managed to bring down. Sometimes I'll be talking. And I say, no, you are screaming. I say, but I'm not screaming. That's how my voice is. I say, okay, that's all right. I'm just, it's just that you are screaming. No, I'm not screaming. It's just that's how I talk. What do you mean by I'm screaming? What do you mean? Because that's how we are trained. It's like a bottled anger, bottled rage, bottled disappointment, everything here. Because the person doing all of that to you is older than you. And in your culture, come on, don't look up, just look down. Close your eyes. Why do you think the colonial masters, why do you think they introduced that kind of doctrine? When I'm talking to you, look down. I say, hey, chest out, head down. And when I speak to you, you say, sir. Yes, sir. Look up. Look down. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All of these are just from what we inherited from those who are so comfortable bullying us, while they are at the same time growing in their irresponsibility, failing us, and at the same time as well, expecting you to respect them. So you as a young person, it is a trick. It is a trick. That is why you are offended. This Mayegun is I don't even know, he's a tainted blood. All those things you say about me. Now listen to this. Do you know that many of you who feel so angry because of the Olori Buruku politicians that you are collecting pittance from or hoping to be like one day? Majority of you that are defending and doing all of that, abusing Mayegun, you are not doing it because I did anything to you. You know I didn't do anything to you. Mayegun no know your papa. Emi go omo baba Mayegun. Emi go omo baba Tinubu. Abi so. Say Tinubu no know your papa. Say emi go omo baba Tinubu. Talo baba will be Tinubu papa. You know Tinubu papa. This person, Mayegun, this person doesn't know your papa because emi go omo baba won. Nobody cares. But you know me. You know Mayegun. Some of you will say, I have known this Mayegun for 8 years. He will never change. He's a useless boy. You see, I am useless because your criminal leaders, they collect from me. Respect you, they beg for. Unity beggars. Respect your leaders. And we need to, in Yoruba culture, Nikure. Shami. Oni láti ṣe kíní kan pé kan ṣe mọ̀ tó wáyé pé àṣẹ yẹn gan wà ní tí wọ́n lè fàṣẹ yẹn sọ straight ni. Èmi gan ní sọ jáde because mi ò really fẹ́ kẹ́ni kí nǹkan kan ṣe ẹnìkankan nínú yín. I don't really want anything to happen to you because sometimes this shege, you suppose see am for your entire life because that's exactly what you dey wish for when you defend the rogues that are manufacturing the shege. So if I say Shami, just say amen. Oh, Nikure, Baba, Babe. Oh, my why? I didn't do anything. The rogues have no plan for you. They have no plan for me. They don't know me. I know them. But I kind of make your own everyday life unpalatable, like Mayegun. One person came and said, Mayegun, Can you not just criticize them without insult? I said, no. Because criticism to some of you, now insult. And that is the mentality of slaves. And there's no way you can actually knock it into your head without making sure that the Korofo that some of them have, you continue to hammer them. Even though if you hammer them 1,000 times, you could just make sound. But eventually you may see a crack and just dip it in and say, politicians are not your fathers. They are not your mothers. They are meant to be your servants. If they fail, whether old, young, men, women, able, disabled, blind, deaf, dumb, cripple, whatever it is that they go through, whoever they are. When you speak about them, you should drop that your slave mentality, that fraudulent culture you manufactured. There's nowhere in any culture that says we are very proud of our thieves. I don't think there are. But if there are any, you probably can tell me. So, like I said, I will read comments. I will take questions. And I will respond according to your ask. And also, I'm also going to take calls. I think that should be on the side as we go into this tonight. So let me open the line again. And so there's no reason for you to go about and expect that people will be prostrating for rogues and criminals. They have nothing to do with home training, okay? Because if anybody tells you that you have to respect these criminals, I've told you they are criminals, but they are like legit criminals, okay? If you who have put it this way, if you are earning, let's say, 100,000 naira in a month. Sorry, my caller, I have somebody on the line. Please hang on for me for a second, okay? So let's say you are collecting a salary of 100,000 naira, and then you need a car of 100 million naira. You know you can't get that car. There is no financing and anything that can say, oh, your credit is worth, and then they want to give you 100 million naira loan for a car. So what would you do if you are suddenly seen driving 100 million naira car on a salary of 100,000 naira? Of course, you must have committed a crime. And most of the time, what many of you call grace in Nigeria is just a crime that never got detected. The salary of your politicians, the president of Nigeria's salary is 3.5 million naira. By that standard, I am supposed to be richer than your president. I mean, by that standard, with the level of your naira, I'm supposed to be richer than your president, Nigeria president. That's his salary. But at the end of the day, he's taking home more than 2 billion naira. Yes, you heard me right. And that can then afford him to do any other thing that is 3.5 million naira cannot do. But to you, it's okay to take that. No, it's not okay. Hello there, Baba.
Hey, MG.
My brother, sir. How are you?
You born general. This one.
Yes, sir.
No, they off him, Mike. How you doing, Baba?
I just do. I'm here. I just thought that tonight should be Political Education 101, GNS. Yeah. So we are sharing it as it is.
As always.
Yeah, Baba. How you doing?
As always. Adeo, this is my first time calling in.
Oh, yeah? And your name is?
Tola Odubanjo.
Tola Odubanjo. So familiar.
Yeah, you will see my comment. You will see my comment every now and then on Marigo Direct Political.
I do. I think that's that must be the reason why I had. That's how I remember. How are you, Baba?
I did. If you remember the time when you were launching when you were test running the Diaspora Radio.
Yes.
Remember the comment when I said I can see smiles all over your face and all that. Remember?
I remember now. I do.
That was me. That was me.
Thank you very much. That's been a while. Now, mentioning Diaspora Radio, that reminds me, as one of those ways